Welcome back. It's Thursday, and you know what? We are going to be optimistic. Mike Eppel, right? We're going to be optimistic.
That's right.
That's the message this morning. Good morning to you.
Yeah, that's good morning. That's what we're trying, or a lot of the lobby groups representing business operators are saying it's time for governments to start sounding more optimistic, just to get people kind of excited about reopening and in anticipation of some consumer spending. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce is saying that it's time for the Trudeau government to start talking things up a little bit. You know, we've turned the corner.
Yeah.
Reopening, get people, in a better mood, for goodness sakes. For the springtime, it's better times, right? So let's start sounding like it.
Instead of the doom and gloom, which has been the messaging, which as it should be.
It's been all about caution, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, but today we're expected to hear about, the reopening plans for our province. And, out in Alberta, they're talking about the kids going back to school after the weekend. And there's some positive signals going on. And it's going to be interesting to see how we reopen. Right. And, the slow process, the time frame, all of these things. At least they're getting rid of that color coded system, which, again, I would have thought red would have been the
worst
stop, but it wasn't. Anyway, it was confusing.
It was very confusing. And so, we don't know the timing on this announcement yet today. We'll get it to you as soon as we have. Usually they say around 7 o'clock when it's going to happen. It's the announcement of the announcement of the announcement, right? Like, that's the trend we know.
That has been consistent.
That we know. And it always is 15 minutes late. So never expect it to be on time. Ford F-150, we know it's one of the most popular vehicles out there. Now what?
It is, in fact, the most popular biggest selling vehicle in the United States, the F-150 pickup. It is the biggest moneymaker in the Ford Motor Company's lineup. In fact, if they didn't sell this vehicle, Ford would lose money. Think about that for a second. But they're going all electric with the F-150 starting next year, a commercial version to start, and then for typical drivers who would buy a pickup truck in 2024. Price point is, $40,000 US to start, which isn't bad. And, Melanie, this is interesting because, of course, Tesla has been the so-called market leader in EVs. They've got the Cybertruck. The F-150 in this case, the Lightning, as it's been badged, looks like an F-150. So it doesn't have a specifically futuristic or huge change from the outside, but it's the inside that counts in this case.
Yes, it is, Mike. It's the inside that counts.
It's what's inside that counts, as the old jingle was. Look, it's got a range, I think, of 300 miles on a charge. That's going to be the thing. How long does it take to charge? What are you towing? How far can you tow a trailer, for example? It's probably going to actually be used more from a commercial segment to start, and people are going to slowly maybe go with the EV version as opposed to gasoline. We'll see.
150 Lightning. All I can think about is Grease Lightning. Now that's in my head.
And oh, by the way, quickly,
yes.
The big differential of this, of course, it doesn't have an engine in the front, so it's got a front trunk.
Oh, cool.
The lid, so even more storage capacity. A frunk. Careful how you say that. Frunk. A frunk.
I don't know if that's going to catch on, but we'll... Frunk it is.
That's what it's been called.
Frunk it is. Okay, crypto. My goodness. Okay, what were the final numbers that you were following yesterday? Yeah,
Bitcoin was down, closed. It's always trading, but at the low it was $30,000, and then it recuperated to around $39,000 where it is this morning. Still well below the $66,000 where it was back mid-April. Look, China basically is saying they don't want to have anything to do with cryptocurrency transactions. So that was a big red flag to the market. And then you've got all sorts of leverage. People borrow to buy Bitcoins, for goodness sakes. And when that happens, then the selling pressure can get accelerated. And that's kind of what we saw yesterday. But all of the cryptos were down. And it's this argument that, well, it's a hedge against inflation and it's a store of value. Anything that goes up or down 30% in a single day is none of those things. It's basically just a speculative bet. And then Elon, of course, got into it because, he's been sort of a catalyst to these things initially with Bitcoin and Tesla. And then he tweeted that Tesla has diamond hands. And of course, he did that all in emojis. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but there it is.
Which
Okay.
is gobbledygook, but whatever. That's how you apparently how you do things on Reddit and memes and all these other things. You could just write that he's not planning to sell. You could just write that, but of course you have to put it in code.
Yes, you do. That makes it way cooler, Mike. Don't you know?
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, by the way, I see the blue and white. Looking good. Go Leafs. Go Leafs.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This is the first. I'm excited about this. First time since '79 that the Habs and Leafs have squared off in the playoffs.
See if you can stay up for it. You got an early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
We'll see if Mike Eppel's
tomorrow's
alert.
Friday. We'll stay up.
It's all right.
Long weekend coming up.
Talk to you tomorrow. 6:18 is what we're sitting at right now, and our top story this morning: rumors swirling that today Premier Ford unveiling Ontario's reopening plan. What could it look like? We're going to hear from City News political specialist Cynthia Mulligan next.